Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Crown Prince Frederik and Princess Mary's coronation in Denmark is set to unfold in an understated manner today, marking the 52nd anniversary of Queen Margrethe II's accession to the throne. Here's a breakdown of the key events and timings, all times in local Denmark. At 1:35, the Crown Prince couple and Prince Christian will travel by car from Frederik VIII's palace, Amalienborg, to Christiansborg Palace. 2 minutes later, Queen Margrethe will begin her carriage ride from Christian IX's palace, Amalienborg, to Christiansborg, escorted by the Guard Hussar Regiment. At 2 p.m., Queen Margrethe will formally step down, signing a declaration of her abdication during a Council of State meeting at Christiansborg Palace in front of government members, the Crown Prince couple, and Prince Christian. At 2:15, Queen Margrethe will depart from Christiansborg Palace in a car. At 2:30, Their Majesties, the King and Queen, will hold a small function for specially invited guests. Crown Prince Frederik will be proclaimed the new monarch at 3 p.m. from the balcony of Christiansborg Palace, bearing the title His Majesty King Frederik X. He will address the gathered public and conclude with his royal motto. There will be an honorary cannon salute, and the royal standard will be lowered at Christian IX's palace and raised at Frederik VIII's palace, Amalienborg, during this time. A half hour later, the King and Queen will ride in a carriage from Christiansborg to Frederik VIII's palace, escorted by Guard Hussars Regiment's mounted squadron. At 5, a formal transfer of the royal colours, banners and flags will take place from Christian IX's palace to Frederik VIII's palace. Tomorrow there will be a reception in Danish Parliament at 10 a.m. to celebrate the succession to the throne, attended by members of the royal family and government officials. Then, on January 21st at 2 p.m., a church service will be held at Aarhus Cathedral to celebrate the new King and Queen, with the royal family, Danish officials and representatives from the city of Aarhus in attendance. As for changes in titles, Crown Prince Frederik will become King Frederik X. Princess Mary will become Her Majesty Queen Mary. Prince Christian will assume the new title of Crown Prince of Denmark. Queen Margrethe's title will remain Her Majesty Queen Margrethe after her abdication. However, her second son's children will retain their titles as Prince and Princess of Denmark, and no changes are expected for them. Australia's ABC took a look at the Queen's life and plans for her death. Queen Margrethe of Denmark commissioned an artist in 2003 to construct an elaborate glass sarcophagus envisioned as her final resting place for herself and her husband. The 4-ton tomb resting upon silver elephants in Roskilde Cathedral took 20 years to complete. However, as the sarcophagus for 2 neared completion, Prince Henrik announced his refusal to join her, insisting that he must be made a king consort to be buried together. The schism between Queen Margrethe and her French-born consort, Prince Henrik, has been decades in the making, despite their initial madly in love meeting in 1965 and raising 2 sons together. Queen Margrethe's unlikely accession to the throne was marked by her determination to prioritize Denmark over her marriage, as the constitution originally banned women from wearing the crown. Queen Margrethe's ascension, unexpected due to Denmark's male-only succession rules, which she helped change through a 1953 referendum, her education, dedication, and fluency in multiple languages prepared her for her role as queen. In 1965, she met Henri Laborde de Montpezat, who would become her husband while studying in London. They married in 1967, and Henri made numerous sacrifices to marry a future queen, including changing his name and converting to Lutheranism. Margrethe and Henri had 2 sons, Frederik and Joachim. Upon her father's death in 1972, Margrethe ascended the throne at age 31, becoming Denmark's first female monarch since the 14th century. As Queen and Prince Consort, they modernized the Danish monarchy, opened up their court to the public, and embraced the arts. Margrethe developed a reputation as a talented artist inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, and her work was even published in a new edition of Tolkien's story in 1977. Queen Margrethe's legacy goes beyond her royal duties, as she continued to pursue her passion for the arts through her reign. Her direct approach and willingness to address controversial topics endeared her to subjects, even when she scolded them for their behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite her popular and warm presence, Queen Margrethe faced criticism for her lifelong smoking habit. She continued to smoke publicly even after Denmark's smoking laws were overhauled in 2006, but reportedly quit after major back surgery in 2020. Prince Henrik, her husband, struggled with his role as Prince Consort and publicly vented his frustrations over the years. He often felt like an outsider in the Danish monarchy and sought the title of King Consort, which was never granted. Their relationship was passionate yet volatile, marked by public disagreements. When Henrik passed away in 2018, Queen Margrethe honoured his request to be cremated and had half of his ashes scattered around Danish seas, while placing the rest in a private part of the gardens at Fredensborg Palace. Queen Margrethe wishes to be buried in her glass sarcophagus in Roskilde Cathedral when her time comes, symbolising her commitment to Denmark. As part of her promotion to higher royal duties, Mary is expected to take on several high-ranking patronages. Some of these patronages, which have traditionally belonged to the Queen, are likely to be transferred to her and her husband. In her role as Crown Princess, Mary has already served as patron for 32 charities and organisations in Denmark, Australia, and internationally. She has championed various causes, including empowering women and girls, mental health awareness, environmental conservation, and sustainable fashion. One of her long-standing patronages is Denmark's Christmas Stamp Foundation, which supports vulnerable children. During her visits to these organizations, Mary has displayed a playful side, such as wearing high heels and even bouncing on a jumping castle. Furthermore, Mary has established her own foundation, the Mary Foundation, which focuses on combating domestic violence and school bullying. However, the foundation's work on bullying led to some challenges for the royal couple in 2022 when a documentary raised allegations of a bullying culture at the elite boarding school attended by their eldest son. As a result, they had to relocate him to another school. As Mary of Denmark assumes a higher royal rank and takes on more significant responsibilities, the deep and respectful curtsies that she has been known for may no longer be compulsory every time she interacts with other royals. According to royal correspondent Danielle Stacey, the tradition of curtsying typically involves a curtsy between individuals of equal rank. As a result, when Mary interacts with other royals, especially queens or individuals of similar stature, the need for her to curtsy may diminish. However, Mary may still choose to display the traditional greeting as a sign of respect, particularly during formal state visits or special occasions. Mary is going to give Kate a run for the "is wonderful" narrative in the media. TV2 Denmark's Europe correspondent Jesper Steinmetz claims Mary is more a royal than the royal family itself. She doesn't put a foot wrong. She has perfected the role as Crown Princess almost from the second she entered the country. Palace Intrigue will be right back. To commemorate Australia's first Queen, the Slip-In, where the Danish royals originally met, is organising a celebration featuring a cocktail named after the former real estate agent and will include Danish flags adorning the bar and daisies, Denmark's national flower, as decorations throughout the venue conveniently located near Sydney's Darling Harbour. For added enjoyment, the King and Queen thrones will be available for guests to sit on and capture photographs as a keepsake of the coronation festivities. A special Danish-inspired food and beverage menu will be offered throughout January in honour of the royal couple. Guests will have the opportunity to enjoy Danish beer, Carlsberg Pilsner, as well as a signature cocktail named There's Something About Mary, crafted with absolute vodka, aquavit, lychee, lemon, vanilla, and aquafaba. No members of the British royal family were planning on attending today's ceremonies in Denmark, or for that matter, the Slip-In. If you were hoping King Charles would take the hint and pass the crown to William, royal author Christopher Anderson says, there is no way Charles will be abdicating anytime soon. Zero chance. Zip, ain't gonna happen. He told Fox News, not only has Charles waited far longer than anyone else to ascend the throne, 73 years compared to Edward VII's 59-year-old wait to succeed Queen Victoria, he can also point to the example set by his mother, Queen Elizabeth. I can say with certainty that abdication is not in the cards. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or your app of choice. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.